This week, week 9 in 4th grade, we are going to continue with our second drawing for our holiday card contest. And we're just going to draw a Santa Claus because it is part of a holiday tradition around Christmas to see Santa Clauses everywhere. Some towns arrange for Santa Clauses to be set up in the middle of their town for pictures to be taken and stuff like that. And you'll see Santa Clauses in a lot of the malls and big stores that you go into. And of course you'll see Christmas ornaments and stuff like that. But first things first, just remember, just like from last week, you cannot have any writing whatsoever on the front of your paper. No Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas, Season's Greetings, Happy Hanukkah, nothing like that. Anything of the sort. No writing whatsoever. You cannot even have your name on the front of the paper. If you turn your paper in and your name's on the front of it, along with your drawing, then it cannot be put into competition. You'll just get your credit for participating in for participation, your grade for participation for your grade. Now, just to touch back on what we were talking about with the holiday and tradition. Remember we talked about how you see a lot of things that you wouldn't see during the holidays. That you wouldn't see all year long. You see things that you wouldn't see all year long, but you do see them during the holidays. So, for instance, like gingerbread men and, cookies made out of gingerbread, which are in the shape of gingerbread men, gingerbread houses. They even come in pre-made kits now where you just set them up and kind of mold them together and stuff like that. They're in a lot of stores, a lot of grocery stores for sale. Also, just there's a lot of different, like a fruit cake. More of those get passed around. And also decorations. You'll have a lot more lights and decorations. People will have lights up and a whole lot more lights than usual. You'll have colorful lights, white lights. You'll also see more Christmas decorations everywhere, such as Christmas trees, wreaths, holly leaves. They're more associated with Christmas time and the holidays. And also, there is going to be lots of you'll just see a lot of like Christmas wreaths and all that kind of stuff during this time of the year. So what we're going to do first is we're going to start drawing our Santa Claus for our second drawing. And we're going to use different types of lines, wavy lines and straight lines, and then to different shapes to like oval to create our Santa Claus. Now, so we're going to typically start with, as usual, our eyeballs first, because that's where we kind of generate out from. So we'll start with our Santa's eyes first. And if you don't feel comfortable with drawing a Santa Claus, you can just draw make him look like kind of just a man with a beard and leave off the Christmassy colors and stuff like that, so you can have more of a winter drawing. Now, and also, depending on the size of your paper, make sure that that you draw the eyeballs, start out with the eyeballs large enough so that you can work out, because you're going to you want to use the whole entire space of the paper, to where you see how we have Santa Claus running off of the page, and the background, the Christmas ornaments kind of running off of the page, so that way there's no wasted space on our paper, which is here. We go over space. And you're just going to draw 2 circles and then 2 more kind of almost half circles in the top corner of the eyes. Then you're gonna draw the shape of his face around those eyes. So you're gonna take a line and start it across the top of the head, and then start bringing it down and around. And you're going to kind of come down, but not to a point. We're going to round that off just a little. It's not completely to a point. And then go back up. And then start curving it out and around. Now, in the center below his eyes, you are going to draw a oval sideways. So you may want to turn your paper a little bit, but just do a real big oval shape, because our Santa Claus is going to have a really big pink, because they say he has a rosy nose. And then we're just going to finish cutting off separating his face from his beard, because all this out here is his beard. So you're just going to draw a curved line from the top of the head to the side of the nose, and the same thing on the other side, curving it just slightly. And then we're going to bring down the mustache. His mustache, you're going to check one line out from one side of the bottom of that oval and take it back up to the center. So another line, bring it down to a point and take it back up, curve it into the center. And then just a smile line for his mouth, so that we know he has a mouth in there somewhere below his mustache in his beard. Next, you're going to want to start with his hat. You just, from one side of his head, come out, bring a line out, and go ahead and curve it around. And we're going to do kind of a wavy line here. And kind of wave it from one side of the top of his head, but up above a little bit, and then bring it back down to that side of his head. Now, you're just going to do on one side of that hat, take a line and kind of curve it back till it runs off the paper for you. And if you have enough room, you may want to keep on going up with yours and finish off his Santa hat. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side, only you're going to stop a ways up and then curve it. Well, not curve it, but take a line and bring it back, curve it back out and down. That way it looks like his hat is kind of flopped over, like Santa's hat usually always does. Now we're just going to put a kind of like a bumpy beard. Just going to bring one little curved line and then another curved line. Curve that line And you're just going to keep going and repeat that step over and over again, like repetition. Repeat it. Curve it. Curve. It's like bump, bump, bump. And bring it on around and connect it back to that side of his head. Now, you're going to want to add his, let's do his coat next. So, a little ways down on his beard, bring a line down, kind of curve it out, and then kind of back in for his big belly. And over here, you're going to do the same thing until it runs off the paper. And here, let's do his build first. Do almost like a square shape that we're not going to be able to see the rest of unless you have enough paper left. And just a square shape that once you run out of room, you quit drawing your square shape. This one's going to be kind of more rectangular. And you're going to just draw a smaller rectangular shape inside of that more square rectangle shape to give the illusion that this is a buckle. And you're going to draw with pencil. Of course, you're supposed to be drawing with pencil and eraser this whole entire time. A line here so that when we color it, it's highlighted like the light is hitting it, just like we'll go over with the balls, the Christmas balls or ornaments. And then we're going to take a line from the bottom of his beard right up under his chin and bring it down to the buckle and put buttons to the side, however many you need right there. And then you're going to finish off your belt because his belt is going to run through the buckle. So right here where it runs through the buckle, you draw your line and try to keep it lined up with this one. And this down here is your space where your belt stops at and his suit starts again. And just to add some more detail in here, I'm going to bring kind of like a triangle shape in for like it's a star back there. And then you're going to bring a line out just below where his fur on his coat is. And then go up a little to almost the top of the fur on his coat and draw the lines for his arms. Then we're going to come to this side and draw this arm coming out of the fur on his coat. And kind of curve them out a little. And then another line. Then we're going to run off the paper for the cuff of the sleeve. And then one line for his black glove that he wears. And then we're going to add another star shape. Just bring a line down to a point and back up to a point and then back down. And then just add some lines in here. And you can do that using just a darker color, yellow or orangish color, like this, kind of like I highlighted around the lines that I drew there. And then the next thing you want to do is just finish up your ornaments, your background, so that you can fill up your paper and there's no wasted space. So you're just going to draw the top little ornament thing that holds your ornament on the tree. And it's just a kind of like a square shape, but then you put 3 little bumps at the bottom. And inside that round ornament, just bring a point shape up and then back down. And do that again. Bring a line down, 3 little bumps at the bottom, and then across, and curve it. And then we're going to draw kind of a circular shape, and we're going to have to put a break in it so that it appears to be behind Santa Claus in the background. And then another one of these shapes, you're going to do like a curved line. It's almost like a crescent moon shape. So a curved line and then another curved line. And this ornament's shaped a little different. So one of those that comes down to a point. And you're just going to put your highlight in there for that crescent moon shape again. And this one's just going to have a circle spot or an oval spot on the top with a doubled set of ornament holder right there on top. Now, the main thing with coloring Santa Claus is we're going to kind of right here in the corners of his face, we're going to color sorry about that, a little while ago I was kind of interrupted. Tech guys were here on campus and they needed to get in the room. Okay, you're going to put his little kind of rosy pink cheeks and his rosy pink nose. And I chose to do pink because, but red is fine because we have so much red. You could just color very lightly with the red and not put very much pressure on it. And then if you don't have, the apricot, you could just leave his face in here white. If you don't have a really, really, really light brown or kind of a peach color. This is apricot, which is more of a peach color. More of a skin tone color. You could just leave it white. That's up to you. And then you're just going to do your traditional coloring of your buckle. And then you're going to do the inside of this a little bit lighter than you did that, so that it looks like it's highlighted a little more. And then kind of color these lines really dark, and then color your star in. And then come in and color your star in over here. Now, let me show you what I was talking about with the highlights on this. So you would color in your ornament. And then just very lightly go through there. That way it's a lot lighter.
What you put in the chat because I was a little late to class. It won't let me see what you put in the chat because I was late to class.
And then these are usually gold or silver, but yellow will suffice. Or you could use gray. That is up to you.
No, ma'am.
And then you color that ornament whatever color you want, and this ornament over here. Just make sure to leave these spots a little lighter for your highlights. And pretty much all you have left is to make sure you go in between here with your belt buckle. color that in. For your belt, black. His glove needs to be black. And then the rest of the coloring you have left is pretty much red everywhere. So all of this would be red. His coat would be red here and here. And his arm would be red. You would leave this white, and his mustache white. And then you would need to make sure you go in and you completely fill in that whole entire background everywhere that it needs to be colored in at. And don't forget to color your arm over here red. So that will kind of fast forward. There we go. That's how it's supposed to look. It doesn't matter what colors you choose for your ornaments. And like I said, if you just really cannot, because of certain reasons, it needs to be more like a holiday picture, you can just do like a man in a suit. It doesn't have to be red like Santa Claus, and you don't have to add the ornaments. But you can try to find some other things to put in the background that would relate to winter or something to do with like around the holiday season, but related to winter. And that will conclude our drawing for today on week 9. And the best of luck to you. And don't forget, no writing on the front of the paper.